Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, for today's video, eto na guys yung pinakahihintay ninyo na vlog. So, alam ko marami na nagko-comment at nagko-comment, nagtitingin kung na-upload ko na ba. So, eto na yan guys, i-upload ko na. So, today, I will discuss to you the Atp-Adp cycle. This is a very simple cycle that you need to know. I mean, this is the basic. Before we proceed with all the photosynthesis and the cellular respiration, you should know how does Atp-Adp cycle works. Okay? So, let's start. And by the way, bago pala tayo mag-start, lahat ng hindi pa nakaka-subscribe sa YouTube channel ko, click the subscribe button and the notification bell para lagi kayo updated for my new upload. So, long time no see guys. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, ayan ang tita, madam ninyo. Okay, sige, let's start. Okay guys, so let's start with the Atp-Adp cycle. Before that, this is an introductory lesson in the energy transformation topic and general biology 1. So this is the beginning of the quarter 2, especially in the Philippines, wherein there is what we call the most essential learning competencies. So we follow that. Now, the first topic is the Atp-Adp cycle for the under energy transformation. So aside from this, we will also discuss the photosynthesis and cellular respiration. We will discuss that. Now, let's start with the Atp-Adp cycle. When we talk about ATP, ano ba ang definition ng ATP? I mean, what is the meaning of ATP? So when we say ATP, it is adenosine triphosphate, and when we say ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate. Okay, so we will learn more about that later on. Now, let's start with energy in cells. So, organisms need energy in order to carry out their essential life processes. So, their cells obtain energy from the chemical bonds that hold together the organic compounds such as the carbohydrate. So, if you will recall, I guess I wasn't able to upload this, guys, but to all my students who are watching this, in general biology kasi, we have the macromolecules. So, those essential macromolecules includes proteins, carbohydrates, nucleic acids, lipids, and of course, ano pa ba? Yun. And proteins. Ayan, nucleic acid, proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates. Okay, now, so, those energy are stored especially in carbohydrates. So, cell use this energy in order to perform their specific functions. Now, what is ATP? ATP is also known as, or is an abbreviation for adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so it is an organic molecule used for short-term energy transport and in the cell. Okay, so short-term energy, I mean energy storage siya sa guys. So ATP also serves as the primary source of cell activities. So when energy is needed somewhere in the cell, the chemical energy is stored in glucose is released and used to produce the ATP molecules. Now, adenosine triphosphate, remember guys? Sorry. Sorry guys. Magalaw si teacher. Ayan. Ayusin natin. Ayusin natin guys. Dapat maganda tayo sa angle. Okay, continue. So, ATP provides energy for the cell to do work such as the mechanical work, the transport substances across the membrane, and of course perform various chemical reactions. So tatlo yon. We have the mechanical work, transport energy, transport substances across the membrane, and of course perform various chemical reaction. Now take note guys, when we say ATP, that is the energy currency. Okay? The energy currency throughout the cell. Okay? Therefore, it carries energy. Now, ATP is composed of the three parts. We have the nitrogenous base, which is the adenine. Kaya nga siya naging adenosine. The nitrogenous base is the adenine. And of course, it has a sugar, ribose. Okay, there are different sugar. We have the, in ATP, we have the ribose. And of course, kaya nga siya naging triphosphate because it has 3 phosphate groups. Okay, so again, let's have a recall. Adenine, ribose, and triphosphate. Now, let's proceed. In the structure of ATP, there are 3 phosphate attached in the adenosine. The last 2 bonds on the phosphate groups contain the especially high energy, and therefore they are very useful for doing work within living things. So the bonds that hold the phosphate together is broken down by hydrolysis, wherein the energy is released. Now, there are 3 main kinds of work for the cell. We have the chemical work, the transport work, and of course the mechanical work. So the chemical work of the ATP, that will include the synthesis of the polymers from the monomers. So that will be pushing the endogenic reaction. And of course, we have the transport work. So when we say transport work, that includes the pumping of substances across the membranes, of course, for the spontaneous movement to occur. And of course, we have the mechanical work, which includes the beating of the cilia and other movements. And also, it is used to make RNA since it has the adenosine and the ribose sugar. Ayan. Now, let's proceed to the releasing of energy. Ayan. So, we have to release the energy stored in the ATP molecule, bands between their phosphates group are broken down. Okay? So, na-broken down yan in order to release the energy. Now, since I mentioned hydrolysis, what is hydrolysis, guys? So, when we say hydrolysis, it is the chemical reaction which a water molecule splits another molecule. Okay? I mean, there is an initial molecule, this is a water molecule, and because of the water molecule, nag-split yung molecule na yun. Okay? And that is hydrolysis. Now, as a result of hydrolysis, energy is released and ATP loses phosphate to become ADP. So, technically, because of the hydrolysis, the Atp-Adp cycle occurs. Okay? Yung ATP molecule that was broken down in order for it to become the ADP. Okay? The adenosine diphosphate, which means it loses 1 phosphate group. Okay? Now, if you're looking at the illustration, I will be showing to you the illustration here. Now, adenosine triphosphate, we have initially that, and then dun papasok yung water, and because of the water, the inorganic phosphate will be separated from the triphosphate, and because of that, it will trigger the release of the chemical energy that is stored. Okay? So, na-activate yon. Now, the reaction of the ATP and the water yields the inorganic phosphate and the ADP, wherein it resulted to the release of energy. And that's what the cell is needed. Okay? Yan. Ganun siya. Okay, now, that is in releasing. Now, when it comes to storing energy, sorry guys, ginagalaw-galaw ko yung para hindi man masyadong boring. Okay, now, storing energy. So, small amounts of energy can be stored in the cell. So, by adding phosphate groups, the ADP molecule, producing ATP. So, take note guys, ADP is constantly recombined with the phosphate. Okay? So, in order to store energy again, the ADP needs to combine or recombine with a phosphate group to form a new molecule of ATP in order to support the work of the cell. Ayan. Now, in releasing, nagsiseparate yon yung isang phosphate group dun sa dalawang phosphate group. Nagiging ADP siya. But in storing, take note, ADP is recombined with the phosphate group to form ATP again. Diba? Very simple. That's it. That's it, guys. So, when does this happen? Okay? Every time, like for example, right now, I'm talking right now, so I'm spending a lot of energy. I'm using a lot of energy. Therefore, my cells need energy. So, saan kukuha ng energy ang cell? Of course, from the ATP. Now, after yun na-consume, okay, kailangan na naman mag-add ng energy. Magiging ATP ulit yon. So, dagdag lang ng phosphate. Tanggal yung phosphate, nadagdag yung phosphate, natanggal yung phosphate, nadagdag yung phosphate. And in that process, doon, what do you call that? Nangyayari na yung ATP-Adp cycle. And it's just a cycle. When we say a cycle, it goes round and round. Continuous lang siya, guys. So, our body really need to have this ATP-Adp cycle, especially when energy transformation occurs. Like for example, in photosynthesis, which we will discuss in my other vlog, and of course in cellular respiration. Okay? Wherein, ayan, we used up all the stored energy. Okay. So, yan. So, take note, guys, kailan nangyayari yung recycling process na yun, wherein na-add. Saan kukuha ng energy? So, take note, bakit saan kukuha ng energy para mag-combine yung phosphate, and then, dun sa dalawang phosphate para maging ATP siya ulit. So, electrons harvested from the food molecules and the proton gradient generated during the cellular respiration. Therefore, this is the reason why we need to eat food. Because we get that energy from the food molecule through food oxidation. Okay? Is that clear? So, I hope that that very short vlog is helpful for you guys. Now, just a reminder, and in addition to that, take note that ATP is a renewable. It can be regenerated by the addition of phosphate to ADP catabolism or exergenic process, which provides free energy to phosphorylate the ADP. Now, ATP formation is not take note it is not spontaneous, so there is a need to use the free energy to the process to work, okay? For the process to work. Now, take note that ATP cycle is the shedding of inorganic phosphate and energy, and it couples the cell's energy yielding processes, which is the exergenic process, to energy consuming processes, which is the endogenic. Now, ATP regeneration happens very fast. So, imagine, it happens 10 million molecules of ATP used and regenerated per second. Imagine, guys. So, ganun kagrabe, like 10 million molecules of ATP regenerate siya per second. So, if ATP could not be regenerated by phosphorylation of ADP, humans would use nearly their body weight in ATP each day. That's why, if gusto mo mag-diet, di ba, minimal lang yung intake natin ng food in order for our body to use up the stored energy that we have in our body. Ganon yun, guys. Okay, so, ako, tulad ko, parang gusto ko na magpapayat. Charot. Siguro yun yung dapat kong gawin, ano? Okay. So, kasi marami na ako na stored energy. Like, kayo, if you're watching this and you're at home and you're eating all your mom's cooking, now, you have a lot of food to eat, and then you just sit down and attend your classes. So, store lang. Na-store yung food, pero hindi natin nagagamit yung energy that we get from those food. Okay? So, in order to do that, yan, you need to have a proper and a good diet. Okay? So, that's all for today's vlog, guys. Okay. I almost forgot. So, take note, guys, ha. As temperature cool, membranes switch from a fluid state to a solid state. The temperature at which membrane solidifies depends on the type of lipids. So, membrane-rich unsaturated fats are more fluid than those rich in saturated fatty acids. Yun lang naman, guys. So, tandaan nyo yan. Okay? That's it. That's it for today's meeting. Now, I guess we will continue with the next vlog. Okay, we'll just continue with the next vlog. I will discuss to you the photosynthesis. Okay, yun lang. So, if you have questions, comment down below. And I will read your comments and share this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And kung nabilisan kayo sa pagsasalita ko, comment down below. Yun lang, guys. Bye!